Welcome to Mandy Monday, the place where art, faith, and island living all come together. I am bringing in the new year. I'm home by myself. I can hear fireworks going off. I am sick as a dog. I just feel so happy. I feel happy. New Year's Day, going on a hike. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, slightly drizzling. We might get a little wet on this hike. It's January 1st. It's not snowing. I come from a place where it snowed a lot. I grew up in northern New Hampshire. So this is typically what you see when you're hiking, and they are very friendly. Hi, do you think I have food? All right, this is the hike we're going on. The Aiea Loop Trail. I'm still feeling a bit sick. I did catch something, I think on the plane on my way to Arizona to visit my parents, but it was worth it. See that highway right there? That's Highway 3, and that is how I get back to my house. I don't understand how there are men running on this extremely muddy trail without falling. But ladies, if you want to find yourself a man, come out on New Year's Day, early in the morning, on a hike where it's muddy and find men that are running, because these men are focused, determined, stable. This is where you find good men. Not out at a bar. No, here in nature. I feel like I'm literally in heaven. Just look at these beautiful flowers. And you can see the city from here. I went to bed at 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve, put earplugs in my ears, turned my fan on really loud so that I didn't hear the fireworks, because in Hawaii where I live, fireworks are off the hook on New Year's Eve. I'm so grateful to kick off this new year in this way. Every year there's a theme that comes in, and last year for 2025, the theme was It Gets to Be Easy, and I wasn't sure what that was going to look like, what that was going to feel like, or how that was going to present itself in 2025. It's amazing when I reflect on how that really did happen in 2025 in unexpected ways, in ways that I never could have predicted. The theme for 2026, I have essentially two themes, but they go together. One of them is all about gratitude. Now that just might seem, everybody picks gratitude, but what I mean is gratitude as a freaking practice, seeing God everywhere, especially in the dip, in the storm, in the times when it doesn't feel like God's there, because it's easy to practice gratitude when things are going great. I'm talking like an abiding sense, an abiding knowing that God is there all the time, that you just automatically just jump straight to that. It is just this working part of you. And then the other theme for this year is all about commitment and staying and just being rooted, even though things might not look like they're working. Things might even be boring. There might not be anything happening. I've had this tendency to look at external metrics and just be like, it's not working. I have to figure out what it is that I need to do so that the outcome is the way that I want it to be, the way that it feels like it should be. Just stay rooted. Just keep doing what you're doing, even if there's no subscribers, there's no followers. For instance, keep going to the booth at the market, even if no one buys a single thing on a Sunday. don't panic, because the next Sunday, you never know, might be where somebody drops $500 on a painting. Now, the caveat for this is choosing things with intention for the right reason, with the right foundation. Now in 2025, because I got this felt sense of wholeness and like my identity in Christ is rooted, I'm no longer seeking things from a place of lack, looking externally for validation. And therefore, the things that I chose to focus on, the things that God helped me build, are things that I want to continue doing, because they're not coming from me trying super hard to get somewhere or be someone. So coming from that place and sticking and staying with something during those times when it seems like nothing's working, it's easier to go back and say, yeah, but this is just part of it. This doesn't mean abandon ship. This doesn't mean to pivot completely. This doesn't mean to try something completely different. The grass is greener over there. It just means stay in the game. Maybe ask God, like, hey, is there something I should tweak? Happy New Year. It's 2026 and I've rung in the new year with a cold. This week has been rainy. It has been cloudy. It's been really cold in Hawaii. It's very abnormal for me to be wearing a vest, let alone long pants. I've had 2 weeks vacation. I am a part-time art teacher in addition to running my small art business. So I have had a lot of time to do little things that I've been wanting to do for my booth at the market. For instance, I made this sign that is my $1 to $2 sale bin. So all of these stickers, kind of the ones that seem like they just weren't selling, I have discounted all of them. I also made a sign for magnets. I took some of the most popular sticker designs and turned them into refrigerator magnets. So I have the Musubi one, the Shaka one, and a whole bunch in this cute little bin. And then I made this adorable sign to go along with it. That way, if I'm painting faces, people can just look, know how much things are, and then they can also scan to pay. This is another thing that I knew that I needed to create to have front and center in my booth so that people can just scan all the different ways that you can pay. Next, we have my greeting cards. I've been doing a lot of research about how to run a really successful booth, and you want to have products at different price points. Stickers at $4, greeting cards at $7, and then also prints that are $29, $49, and then paintings that are upwards of $1,000. It gives the buyer different options. So I'm so excited about these. I have these done at a local printing shop here on the island of Oahu where I live, taking some of my most popular designs that I have created and turning them into cards. So far, this one is really popular, the "You're Kind of a Big Deal," as well as "I Love You a Lottle." Now, this was originally a sticker. This was a painting that I created and a watercolor. This is the other greeting card display. When I go to my booth, this just sits on the table like so. And then I put rocks right here to hold it down because sometimes it gets windy. If you watched last week's vlog, it was all about my trip to go visit my parents in Arizona, which was such a blessed, special, precious time with them. My mom gave me a bunch of her clothes and she gave me these really neat shoes, secondhand shoes. And so I decided to paint them. This hand-painted purse is totally available in my shop. I will be putting it on display tomorrow at tomorrow's market. I hand-painted it and it has all kinds of great little compartments. I sprayed some yummy perfume in there so it smells really sweet and really good. Another thing that I've been working on is something to put all the children's books in. So I was just putting my children's books down on the table and it didn't have the price on the books. And so finally I was like, okay, I just need to spend all this time during school vacation to do all these different signs. Like they're $15 each, or you can get 2 for $25. What a deal. I did come up with 2 different stickers this week. One of them is the Chihu sticker. This is something that people say a lot in Hawaii. And then also get salty. So this is a little girl on a surfboard, and she comes in blonde hair, red hair, and brown hair. This is a acrylic painting on a tiny little canvas board that is now in a frame. I had prints made of this, so these are available in my shop now. This is a watercolor. It's called Jesus and Me. It's one of my most popular designs. This is available as a bookmark, as a print, as a greeting card, as a sticker. One of my friends asked if I could take her chalkboard and redo it for her business, which is called Twinkle Toes. She does permanent jewelry and toe rings on the island of Oahu. You got to check her out if you ever visit here. And for Christmas, I got the best gift from my parents. It's this curling iron. I've never seen anything like it. You put your hair in the curling iron and then it twirls around and around, and it curls my hair better than anything I have ever experienced in my life. It's so easy. It works in I think it's 8 to 10 seconds, and I love it. This video is not sponsored by this company. I don't even know exactly how to pronounce it. Is it TYMO? I just had to show you because this is one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. One more thing I think I wanted to say before we close out this first vlog of 2026 is the other thing that I am paying attention to in 2026, which is going to new places so I can meet new faces and stepping out of my normal routine and forcing myself, in a sense, to visit new coffee shops, to visit new sides of the island, to travel more. We all have kind of normal routines, and there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely just want to expand my horizons, expand who I meet, and so really looking forward to that. Yeah, 2025 was one of the best years of my life. It was a year where I finally feel like something got locked in inside here. Really just laying the foundation, really getting back in this close connection with the Lord. Reading a proverb a day has been so impactful for me, and I'm going to continue doing that in 2026. Just going to continue to lay down brick by brick what I feel God's wanting me to build for him, for his people, to make his name great, to show people a different way, to remind people that without God, you can't really do anything. You need his guidance. You need his input. You need to not lean on your own understanding. You need to ask God for his wisdom and his understanding. And then everything that you build upon that will have purpose and will be healing to you and to other people. And you will always have what you need. And God will always give you favor and supply everything you need. Oh my God, this dog just came out of nowhere. That's a interesting dog to have right in the driveway. Okay, anyway, that you will always have what you need. Like this dead frog on the sidewalk. This is beginning to be a very weird walk. There is so much that I want to say. There's so much that God has brought me through and showed me that's available to all his people, really, so that we live a life that the scriptures talk about, where we are more than conquerors in Christ, that we are seated in heavenly places, that we are heirs to a royal throne. And what does that mean? That we can literally raise the dead and heal the sick, cleanse the lepers through God's grace, and God freeing us through his son, Jesus Christ, having an actual tangible life experience, a transformation of you being reborn by the Spirit. Then you're compelled to live a different life. You go out to do what seems impossible, but anything is possible with God. All things are possible with God. I just want to be a living example of what that looks like. Well, Happy New Year. I hope you have a beautiful 2026. Make sure to stop by my online shop with all kinds of goodies. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next Monday. Thanks for watching.